While studying an ancient set of remains, he accidentally dripped his fuel-like blood onto it. What he never expected was that the white bones, after touching the liquid, quickly became covered in countless golden patterns. The patterns seemed almost alive, spreading continuously across the skeleton. Nick froze in shock at the sight. Then he immediately squeezed more fuel from his ear and carefully poured it onto the skeleton. The next second, the golden patterns on the skeleton suddenly became far more active. Even the mechanical heart that had been dormant for ages began to glow faintly once again. Seeing this, Nick realized that the skeleton before him might not truly be dead. He quickly brought more fuel for the skeleton to absorb. As more fuel was injected, the once dried and damaged skeleton gradually regained the shape of a complete human body. And that wasn't all. Its face slowly began growing new skin. It looked as if it were being reborn. Nick tried hard to suppress his shock. He originally wanted to remove the skin immediately for research, but at that moment, a faint and fragile voice suddenly emerged. Nick quickly leaned closer and pressed his ear against its chest to listen carefully. However, the voice lasted only a few seconds before disappearing completely. Nick quickly realized that the awakening may have stopped because of insufficient fuel, so he rushed to the camp supply station to request more fuel. But fuel here was a tightly controlled resource. Anyone wanting access had to file an official request first. To keep more people from discovering the skeleton's secret, Nick ultimately gave up on the request. Then he quietly left the camp with his son. Not long after, the two arrived at a chaotic underground black market. The place was filled with traders and scavengers from everywhere. As long as you had something valuable enough, you could trade for almost anything. Nick took out an antique metal plate he had treasured for years, but the woman only glanced at it and immediately shook her head. At that moment, the pendant around George's neck unexpectedly caught the woman's attention. On this long-abandoned planet, items from Earth were far more rare and valuable than ordinary antiques. The woman quickly made an offer. She was willing to trade 5 barrels of premium fuel for it, but Nick fell silent after hearing her offer. Even though he desperately needed fuel and wanted badly to revive the mysterious skeleton, he still refused to trade away his child's belongings. Just as the father and son were about to leave, the woman suddenly chased after them. She told Nick that besides trading, there was another way to get fuel. He could enter the underground robot fights. As long as he defeated the robots in the arena, the winner would receive a massive fuel reward for free. Nick didn't hesitate for even a second after hearing this. He agreed immediately. After all, as one of the most advanced robots, he had absolute confidence in his abilities. Soon the fight officially began. The massive robot launched a relentless assault on Nick, but Nick relied on his incredible speed and agility to dodge every devastating blow. Eventually, he seized the perfect opening and defeated his opponent in one strike. After obtaining the fuel, Nick immediately rushed back to the camp. Then he eagerly poured all the fuel onto the skeleton. After finishing everything, he quietly stayed beside it, waiting for a miracle to happen. But as time slowly passed, the skeleton showed no reaction at all. The body tissues that had once regenerated gradually stopped growing. Disappointed, Nick could only turn around and leave the warehouse. However, not long after he left, the fuel around the skeleton began disappearing at a visible speed.